Titanfall 2 Tactics for Capture the Flag. Anyway, Capture the Flag is the most competitive game mode in Titanfall 2. Um, just because there isn't Search and Destroy, it means that there is another game mode which, in Titanfall, is pretty competitive. And I'd say I'm kind of lucky to actually go kind of a flawless here without actually having like a party or fire team on, because it's pretty high up there with the competitive scene, and that means a lot of very good players are going to be playing this. So I wish you the best of luck when it comes to if you're playing this game mode, because sometimes it just does not go in your favor. Anyway, first is knowing which guns are good. Like, I know some people actually do know, but still use bad guns. Like, in this match, I saw somebody use the EPG grenadier. It does one-shot people and all, and does do damage to Titans, but the bullet time is just too much, and the rate of fire, and the whole nature of the thing. But I'd say that if he's good at using it, he can use it. And I'd say then comes to mobility. I say this on every one of these videos because mobility in Titanfall is like one of the biggest priority sometimes. Sometimes you can just hang back and snipe and like defend your flag, which is a good idea, especially if you're playing up against very good players. And I'd say also is watch out where you place your Titan. Like, I know you want to Titanfall somebody, but sometimes it's not that smart to drop it in the open location without a bubble shield, or just dropping it there and then dying, respawning all the way across the map, and your Titan is kind of roasted, even though it hasn't even got a nick on its health bar yet. And I'd say is using your Titan to its best, and don't really want to go around as a pilot with auto Titan active on your Titan, because then your Titan is kind of a long goner, because there's going to be players in their Titans, aka going to destroy your auto Titan like I do with this Ronin here. And also, be careful when you try to rodeo a Titan, because that can happen. And also, I'd say is be aware of the map, because there's more ways to win other than like being super fast, like jumping around, but then also like having a pulse blade on your side. Sometimes it's pretty good, but then I know you want to joke around and get a throwing knife kill. And I know that sometimes you want a quick scope, but I do know that your team is going to have to carry you, and most of the time the team is either very good or is just not good at all. Then here is another tip. Use your friendly Titans to basically piggyback on them, because then you can go a lot faster if you piggyback on a Ronin if you go around just regularly wall running. Like, not saying that if you use a stim on a wall run and then start slide hopping like crazy, you can build up speed with that like crazy. But the thing is, if you don't know how to slide hop or you don't have stim, you're gonna have to hitch a ride on a friendly Titan. Anyway, then depending on the size of the map, there's gonna be a number of different times you have to capture the flag. And then halftime comes, and then this is a good part of map knowledge, because you're on one side of the map for one half of the match, and then you get flopped over to the other side. And since the first half of the match you kind of got used to that side and kind of know where to go if you're brand new, but then you get swapped and then you're like, where do I go? This is where the experience of playing this a particular map over and over and over again can come in handy, because Then you're gonna know exactly where to go at the exact time and know where the enemies are at most times. Because there's always those few stragglers just running around out in the open, or those absolutely huge mobs in those small corridors. And then I'd say returning the flag is actually very good. I know that's logical, but I've seen some people like they get like somebody grabs the flag and then they kill 'em as soon as they grab it, and it drops right next to the little post, and they just leave it there. Um, I'd say that it can get you a few more points to get your Titan, which is pretty good to have on a battlefield. Like, through all the other game modes, having a Titan is like one of the best things to have, especially if you know how to use it correctly. And also then comes in the factor of Titan's survivability, which is also important in fact in other game modes like Bounty Hunt and Attrition. But here it's less of a coincidence because people are mostly going for the flag instead of chasing after your Titan. And I'd say stealing batteries for enemy Titans is still one. From enemy Titans is still one very good thing to get yourself some Titan charge. But then also, it's very good to also get it because of well, basically, you help out your teammate by giving them an overshield and a little bit more health for their Titan. And I'd say having wounded Ronin going around and then helping him out with a battery is one very good thing to do. And I'd say that like all times there's the epilogue part, which is kind of just a fun thing to do. After the match, the enemies have to evacuate on this little ship. You probably already know this since all the times you played, and also the original Titanfall. The only difference here is, well, Nuke Titan is not as great. Sometimes he can be wiped before you can get into the ship, or your team gets wiped before you can destroy the ship. Kind of the same dealio as back then, but there's few factors that changed. But anyway, smack that like button, hit the sub, drop the comment, and I'll see you guys later for another video on my channel. Well, I'm out of here.